Hi, everybody. I'm going to give everybody a second to come in and we're going to chat. And I am sorry I look like a crazy person. I am getting ready to go outside and go for a run. But first, I wanted to come in and talk to everybody about Mercury in Aries because we are experiencing that right now. Actually, Mercury moved into Aries yesterday and will be there until May 6th. So we've got Mercury in Aries for quite some time here, for a few weeks for us to work with. So I wanted to have a little chat about that, and at the same time we're going to broadcast this to our friends over in astrologyhub.com as well during their teaching series, since this is my week to teach. Okay, so let's talk about Mercury in Aries. And first of all, hello and happy Wednesday. I'm going to do my best not to say hello to everybody on this video. I'm a social butterfly, so I'll do my best, okay? But Mercury in Aries. Now, Mercury is the planet that is closest to the sun, and these two never travel too far for each other. So there's a fair amount of cooperation between the two of them. But for the sake of this video, I really want to just focus on the Mercury energy. Mercury is our planet that is about communication. It's about communication. It's about how we learn, how we study. It's decision making. Mercury is an incredibly business savvy energy as well. So Mercury, this big intellectual and perception based energy that we have in the sign of Aries, who Aries, remember, is our warrior energy, right? Like they want to go, they want to do things, they're going to fight, they're going to go forward, they're going to initiate. It's an initiation energy. So now you have a communication energy, and then you put it together with our let's go get it energy of Aries, and what do you get? What does this look like? What are we working with for the next few weeks? Well, what we've got is a lot of movement, a lot of communication, a lot of expressing ourselves very clearly, because here's the thing about Aries energy. It's very cut and dry, right? Like they're going to go forward, they're going to do their thing. It is boom, here we are. It is assertive. It is sometimes aggressive. It can definitely be an energy of conflict as well. So with Mercury here in Aries, we're expressing ourselves with a lot more passion than we normally do. We are expressing ourselves with efficiency, right? Because Aries is an energy that also likes to initiate. We could be studying or experiencing new things as well, new concepts, new perspectives, new ideas. We could be sharing things with our communities, with our people, with ourselves in a much different way than we have before. Aries is also an energy of being that leader energy. So this could be the time where you are just taking the reins. You're really moving something forward. You're pushing themselves. You're pushing yourself forward. I mean, what I think I love the most about Mercury in Aries energy is how assertive it can actually be, right? Especially if you don't natally have this particular placement, feeling the energy of being much more assertive, even if you never say it out loud, you might find yourself thinking a lot of stuff in your head, right? People are making comments or doing things and you're thinking, oh, for F's sakes, you know what I mean? Like there's just this energy of being a lot more assertive that I think is absolutely brilliant. Now, along the lines of business communication and things like that, I think that this gives us a lot of courage as well, because it doesn't mean that you're not in front of a fearful situation, right? Something that you have been afraid of. But I do believe that courage is taking the action in the face of fear. And this helps us to do that. Now, things we do have to pay attention to or be mindful of on all sides of the game when Mercury is in Aries is that some people are sensitive, right? You could be feeling a little bit more sensitive for sure, but in a more impassioned kind of way. So if you are being very blunt or you find yourself being not confident, but overly aggressive or overly assertive, or you are pushing your will on someone, or you're being so extra, pay attention to those things, okay? And trust your thinking right now. Aries can be a very impulsive energy, but sometimes you have got to just think and act, right? Sometimes you've got to think and act. I don't think there's anything wrong with pausing to think about your thinking, but sometimes these flashes of genius that come during this time make it easier for you to just go, Yes, that's the idea. Let's take it. Let's take initiative. Because how often do you think Aries energy sits back and goes, hold on, let me stop and contemplate every avenue of this? Or do you think they get the idea? It seems clear, the strategy seems clear, and then they go, right? So we could practice that. Don't second guess yourself during this next few weeks while we have this energy. Try and move, try and live with that. Now, I do want to talk just for a minute, because this is a pretty quick little live we're going to do. If you were born with your Mercury in Aries, which my fiance has Mercury in Aries, right? So he's having a return right now. And let me tell you, one of the things that happens is he says it, right? I will ask him a question and he'll just say, no. And that's it. That's the whole answer, right? My Mercury's in Gemini. I'm like, I need details. Right? Like, why? Why not? How come? You know, and that is not what it's like. So if you do have Mercury in Aries in your natal chart, one, you may be having a return just depending on the degree, and you have strong, direct communication, right? That's kind of the style. And when it comes to learning, your mind moves very quickly. It's very quick moving typically. But what happens is you learn something and you learn it very quickly, but then you might have to come back to it, or you might have to hear it several times so that you can really absorb it. And I'm telling you, with this communication style, I see it all the time with Josh, is that he does rub some people the wrong way because they feel like he's too blunt. You know what I mean? And then they get to know him and realize he's just very, very straightforward. So if you have this placement, that could definitely be something that you experience. And because it's a Mercury energy, which is of the mind, you could be stuck in these cycles as well of thinking about something over and over and over again, right? Or you're like considering all of these massive innovations and trails you're going to blaze out into the world, right? Thinking about things and the way to do new things, or how to do old things in a new way, is pretty characteristic of this placement as well. So I think that this is a phenomenal placement. I think it's got, like every other placement on the planet, it's got its great things that are, it's quick and you're going and you're assertive and it leads to probably leadership roles and all of this good stuff. But then on the other side, it's got its challenges as well, where you have to remember not to verbally or mentally run people down and like squish them. So, all right, guys, we have got Mercury transiting Mercury in the sign of Aries. It's gone from April 16th and it will be there until May 6th. And if you haven't watched your May 2019 horoscopes, when you're ready, head over and check them out. And you can follow all the dates and all the major astrological transits and aspects for the months on the blog at stormiegrace.com as well. So that way you feel like you don't miss a single thing, okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. I hope you have a great rest of the day. If you're wondering where Mercury in Aries is happening in your chart, you're going to want to make sure that first of all you have a chart, or you pull a free chart, and then you need to find the degrees that it's lining up at. And right now we're at 0 degrees. I actually think today we are at 1 degree. So check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Enjoy the next few weeks of this powerful experience.